Hey, this is Rick Caselge from ShoulderPainSolved.com, and who I am is a injury and exercise expert. And what that ends up meaning is I help people overcome their injuries with exercise, and I very much specialize in the shoulder. So today I wanted to go through an exercise with you in this video when it comes to growing strain. So I ended up getting a question via email when it comes to what are some things that I can end up doing for a growing strain. So I can end up doing some foam rolling exercise, and I've gone through that and posted it in the article below, in the link below, so you can take a look at that. And then also I can end up, what I would end up wanting to do is changing my foot position when it comes to my leg exercises and my hip exercise. So a lot of times the foot position ends up being about a hip width apart. So I can start ending up going wider, so more like shoulder width apart. So I'm working those adductors, that growing area more. And one example ends up being this body weight hip thrust. So I'd end up getting in a position with a bench, resting my shoulders on the bench. I start my feet about hip width apart, then I work them out to about a shoulder width apart. Excuse me. And I'm bringing the seat down so it's close to the floor, and then this ends up being the starting position. I need to watch when it comes to the shoulders resting on the bench, as you know, if I have a shoulder injury, this might end up irritating things, so I might have to decrease the depth that I have my hips down. And then what I'm doing is I'm ending up driving my hips up. I'm driving my hips up so my knees, hips, and shoulders are in good alignment. I'm really working those glutes, and then also with that wider foot position, I'm working the adductors a lot more. Also, I end up liking this exercise because it ends up really working on that hip movement. So I like to kind of move down to where my seat touches the ground and coming back up. Bringing that seat all the way down puts a little bit of extra stress on that shoulder. Going in a smooth, controlled manner. Trying to keep that shin, that knee and ankle in a nice vertical position. So there you go. So that was an exercise, like a wide shoulder width wide hip thrust, body weight hip thrust, that you can do to kind of work on overcoming your growing injury. And also you can translate that into other leg and hip exercises, trying to change that foot position as opposed to it being right underneath the hip, moving it wider. But one thing to kind of remember with that wider foot position, it ends up putting more strain on that medial part of the knee. So if you end up having like a meniscus injury or medial osteoarthritis, it ends up putting a little bit more strain on that. So you need to be cautious of that. So this is Rick Caselge from exercisesforinjuries.com and ShoulderPainSolved.com. So if you end up having a shoulder injury, please do swing by ShoulderPainSolved.com. I've got a bunch of resources when it comes to shoulder pain, overcoming your shoulder pain. And if you have any other injuries, make sure you swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. It's a great resource when it comes to a wide variety of injuries. So this is Rick Caselge saying take care and bye-bye.